There is no bowling tournament more revered in Central New York than the Post Standard Masters. Almost 900 bowlers bid to join the list of past champions this year, and now we're down to the final four. Tonight, one will be crowned champion of the 53rd Post Standard Masters, and it's time to hit the lanes next. To Erie Boulevard Bowling Center, just east of downtown Syracuse, where this year's kingpin is about to be crowned. The best bowlers in Central New York have been battling for more than 2 weeks for the right to be here tonight, and one will go home with the trophy. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. Great to have you with us for the 2012 Post Standard Championship. Mark Larson alongside former Final Four participant Richie Sposato. One thing we can say about this year's field, Richie, a lot of fresh faces. One guy's here in his very first try.
Yes, we have 3 newcomers here tonight and one with some experience, and we'll see which one prevails.
All right, let's take a look at the Final Four field. It will begin with a 4 seed. J.J. Owens, the 37-year-old out of Ithaca, on a roll. He was second at the Van Wee Doubles tournament last month.
Yes, J.J. is a powerful bowler, throws a lot of strikes. He's going to be tough to beat.
The 3rd seed's out of Utica. His late father, a Utica Hall of Famer, Dave Stoddard Jr.
Yes, Dave is the lone lefty in the tournament. Lefty's won it 2 out of 3 years. He's going to try to make it 3 out of 4.
The number 2 seed, the only one with experience, finished 3rd here 5 years ago.
Yes, John's here from Syracuse, the lone local bowler. He has experience. We'll see if it pays off for him.
And the top seed, youngest, 22 years old, Mike Guernsey, the second out of Fulton, only his second Post-Standard Masters.
Yes, Mike's the youngster of the crew, comes from a long line in the bowling family. We'll see if it pays off for him.
All right, there's your Final Four. The winner will take home a sizable trophy and a sizable check as well for $2,500. And we'll find out who that is when we come back here. Time to crown the 2012 Lord of the Lanes, the Alley Cats, and it all happens right after this.
Time Warner Cable Sports coverage of the 2012 Post Standard Masters Bowling Tournament is sponsored by Lane Number 1. Bowls more 300s and 800s per ball than any other. By VirtualTournaments.com. Bowling is back. By Fusions. Come party with us on Route 11 North Syracuse, 455-1270. And by Kravitz Cleaning. At Kravitz Cleaning and Hauling, we'll clean it out and clean it up.
Okay, we're ready to crown the Kingpin of 2012. Welcome back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center for the 53rd Post Standard Masters Finals. Here we go. Want to remind you before we get going, FedEx is the official shipper of Lane Number 1 bowling balls. For all your shipping needs, ship FedEx. Let's take a look at how the prize money breaks down for this year's Final Four. First place winner will take home $2,500. Second place, $1,300. Third place, $900. And fourth place, $750. Here are the first 2 bowlers. It is the 4th seed J.J. Owens out of Ithaca and the 3rd seed Dave Stoddard Jr. out of Utica. We talked to both bowlers before tonight's match to find out what they thought were their keys to victory.
Really hoping to match up well to the condition out there and just focus and take my time, make sure I make good shots. Don't miss any spares, and try and score as much as I can, you know, many strikes as I can get. So, dream come true to be in the finals of this. You know, I qualified, first time I qualified for it, and I bowled in the memory of my father, wanting to do good for him, and just the drive to do good for him really is why I'm here. And I want to win it for him.
Great. All right, let's take a look at the road to the finals for these 2 bowlers. J.J. Owens in his very first Post-Standard Masters tournament. Now, how about the 7-1 record? And if you'll notice, Richie, these two guys had one loss, both of them, to John Turbyville, who's in this tournament.
Yes, they both bowled great during the qualifying and finals. A lot of high scores, and as you said, they both lost to John, who's our second seed today.
All right, let's take a look at Dave Stoddard Jr.'s road to the finals as well. A 6-1 record with the one loss to Turbyville. But Stoddard also in his third post-standard Masters, his first time making the cut.
Yeah, you can see some big scores there. 783 against RJ, 751 against Joe. So Dave can throw a lot of strikes. He's going to be tough on the left-hand side.
All right, they are ready to go. Standing by at the lanes, the handshake beforehand, and it'll be Owens leading off. 37-year-old gave up football to pursue bowling, as you might imagine. Pretty good high school football player down there at Ithaca.
Yeah, JJ's got some good size. Looks like a good offensive lineman, defensive lineman. We'll see how he does tonight bowling.
Gets us underway with a split. Not a good way to start out.
No, JJ lives to 4-6-10. You want to get off to a fast start, but then again, you don't want to start out with opens either.
Isn't that first ball, though, the toughest? I mean, if you're playing golf, if you're bowling, no matter what you're doing, that first shot.
Yeah, they've been waiting a little while here with the commercial break and everything, so it might take a couple frames to get loosened up.
And he got one out of the two there, trying to pick up the very difficult split. So Owens comes up with 8 pins in his first frame and an early break for Dave Stoddard Jr.
Yeah, that's always nice to, get a lead while you're sitting on the bench. Your opponent throws an open. Like I said, Dave wants to, stay clean the first couple frames before he loosens up, and hopefully he can do that and start striking.
39-year-old out of Utica. And as you mentioned, the lone lefty left in the field. His first ball right in the pocket for a strike. A great start for Stoddard.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Dave. Dave's nice and loose. Classic style. Right down the second arrow. Carries a 7-pin out. Great shot.
And that's almost like being the second up on the first tee playing golf, and the first guy hooks it out of bounds. You feel pretty good, like, I can't do any worse than that.
Oh, yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off you. When your opponent starts out with an open, definitely relaxes you. See if you can stay with it here.
All right, we've mentioned now lefties have won 2 of the last 3 post-standard Masters. Why are left-handers so good when it comes to the finals? Is it just one of those fluke things?
Well, no. There's more righties ball than lefties, so the lanes break down and change quite a bit. And the lefties, pretty much stay with the same shot. So, they don't have to move, and it's easier to stay in the zone.
Well, he starts out in the zone, Stoddard Jr. with strikes on his first 2 frames. And a big early lead on J.J. Owens, who needs to come back strong here.
Yeah, J.J., throws a lot of revs, a lot of power. He can definitely string some strikes.
And he got them all there. So a nice comeback for Owens as he switched over to the right-hand lane and perhaps got a little pressure off himself from that first open frame.
Yeah, he loosened up. You can see the ball. Stay right around 12 board. Comes in light, shakes him out of there.
JJ told me he carries 9 bowling balls, all of them 16 pounds, a little bit heavier than the average.
Yeah, most of the bowlers have dropped to 15 pounds over the last few years. You don't need the 16 pounds to strike anymore.
Then he got them all again.
Yeah, that's
So a nice
shot.
double.
Yeah, JJ's loosened up after that open. Came back with a double, get himself back in the match. You can see nice and smooth. Nice clean release, solid in the pocket.
Now, that's kind of how he looked during warm-ups here tonight. You mentioned they waited a little bit extra and had a little extra time to warm up, and both guys were just knocking him down left and right. It's a little bit different, though, once the lights go on and the cameras are rolling. But now both guys working on doubles. Stayed outside just a little bit. So he left one pin.
Yep. Yeah, Dave didn't really get the fingers on that shot. As you said, the ball came in light. As you can see here, that pin goes to the wall, misses a 3-pin. Shakes him up, leaves himself an easy spare though.
And his spare ball of choice, a plastic Columbia. A lot of guys going with the plastic balls on the spares. Tell us why.
Well, Dave's using a strike ball in this shot, you know, because he's hooking it across the lane. But when he throws it a corner pin, when he throws it a 7-pin, he'll use his plastic ball because he wants to go straight. See his ball hooking there.
So if the pin's near the pocket anyway, you're going to use your strike ball.
Correct. Correct, Bart. Yep.
Okay. And the plastic ball is because of what?
Well, especially if you're right-hander shooting at a 10-pin, you don't want the ball hooking at the very end. You know, you don't have a lot of lane to play with, so you want to just throw it straight right at it. You know,
So plastic balls
possible.
don't hook as much.
No, plastic ball will go as straight as possible.
I got to remember that next time I go out. My hooks are unintentional, but I think I need to throw it where I'm trying to throw it.
Just throw it down the middle for you. Huh?
Yeah. All right, for 3 out of 4, and he got it.
A great shot by Dave right there. Keeps the pressure on. An 11-pin lead.
So now Owen's working on a double. Trying to make it 3 in a row. And start to close the gap here. Still a lot of bowling left here in this opening match of the 2012 finals.
Yeah, this strike right here will cut the lead down to 1 pin.
Two balls, 2 strikes on that lane.
Yeah, Jeff's starting to get dialed in. You can see he's got 3 in a row. He's loosened up. You know, Jeff averages 242 on Monday nights at the Bolodrome. So as you can see with that average 242, he throws a lot of strikes.
He said he averaged 245 last Sunday to advance in 9 games. It's a lot of bowling.
It's a lot of bowling. Jeff's a great bowler. Been bowling a long time.
For 4 in a row. Owens coming back strong after leaving the split on his opening pitch.
Yep. Jeff got rid of the butterflies. He's all loosened up, and as you can see, right there, solid in the pocket.
29 300 games for J.J. Owens. First one all the way back in 1992. So if you do the math, it's about 20 years ago. It's about 17. And his last one came last October.
Yep. Jeff knows how to string them. As does Dave. Dave has 13 300 games, 1 on a PBA pattern.
And he's got just the one, the 10-pin, left it there.
Yeah, another good shot. You know, ball's in the pocket. Didn't quite have the drive, the lift. Fairly easy spare there. See the ball takes the 5 out.
First 300 game for Dave came when he was 21. His last one was 3 years ago, so it's been a while. So here's where he's got the plastic ball.
No, he's still using a strike ball. He's going to hook it over there.
Nicely done.
Yeah, sometimes those cross lane spares are a little difficult. So for a lefty, you know, you want to move more to the left, play it off the dry boards towards the gutter, and let it hook in there. Sometimes if you try to throw the ball straight across lane, you catch the oil in the middle, and the ball doesn't make it. So, you know, just throwing your strike release and letting the ball hook in is the preferred way to make it.
We've got ourselves quite a match here. Just 1 pin separating these two guys. 6 frames in.
Yep. Dave needs to get back on right here.
Coming back in, got the strike.
Yeah, great shot by Dave. You know, keeping the pressure on. Doesn't want to let up here.
So he's got 4 strikes in 6 frames. And a couple of spares, and now Owens working on a 4-bagger after an open frame. in the first.
Yeah, JJ's loosened up. He can go off the sheet for 278. Can shut out Dave if he just punches out.
Right there, but he just left the 7.
Yeah, great shot by JJ. All came in light. Blew the 5 into the wall, just missing the 7 pin. There it is, right in front of the 7 pin. Great shot.
Well, JJ was raised by his grandparents down in Ithaca. Huge bowlers they were. His grandpa had a couple of 300 games. And he told me a great story as he got the spare there. Told me his grandfather passed away in 1998. And before he was even buried, JJ bowled his first 800 series. And it meant so much to him, he put the printouts into the coffin with his grandfather. So he couldn't wait for the ring to come, so he put the printouts in there, and quite a story, paying tribute to his grandfather.
Yeah, that's a great story right there.
He's got 18 800 series, highest is 858. Five out of 6 strikes after an open frame to start out. Owens has found his groove.
Nice way to come back. You can see he's in the pocket every shot now. Just a matter of carry. See that ball revving up there, solid in the pocket, 10 in the pit.
All right, so he's come back to take the lead over Stoddard Jr. And Dave he hasn't done anything wrong. 4 strikes and a couple of spares.
Yeah, well, Dave's been in the pocket, all 6 shots. He's down by 8 pins. A strike here will give him the lead.
Wow, just came up, hit the head pin right in front.
Yeah, Dave gave it a little extra juice on that. You can see the ball revving up, hooking a little hard off the outside and right through the beak. Luckily to break up the split.
Carries 5 balls, 15 pounders, and Dave says his go-to ball is a mission ball. He's going to need to start making up some ground here.
Well, it's not an easy spare. You want to hit it just to the left of the 2 pin, covering the 2-4 with the ball. Hopefully you don't tuck it in there and chop it.
Nicely done for Stoddard Jr. As he mentioned, his father passed away back in September. Chronic emphysema, lived 10 years with it, and finally lost the battle. But really affected Dave, and he really wasn't into bowling for a while. He said he talked to his wife, Lori, about it, who's here tonight, and she basically told him, your dad would want you to keep the bowling tradition going in his family. So he rededicated himself. He says he's aiming to join his dad in the Utica Bowling Hall of Fame. And certainly tonight would go a long way to accomplishing that.
Yep, his pre-shot routine is this is to you, Goomba.
Obviously meant a lot to him. And, ironically enough, his dad, though, Dave Sr., never had a 300 game.
Well, back in the days, it was a little bit tougher to bowl 300 than it is nowadays with the new high-tech resin balls.
And Dave's got 13, as we said, and he said he used to kid his dad about never getting all the pins to go down. But his dad said, you remember that tournament back in 1995 when I beat you? So he always had that on. Now when he gets the 7 pin there, so a couple of spares for Stoddard Jr.
Yeah, there he uses this plastic ball there for the 7 pin, drawing it nice and straight so it doesn't hook by it. Dave is down by 9 pins. JJ looking to stretch his lead here with a strike.
Strikes at 5 of his last 6 frames. On the way in the pocket, and another one. 6 out of 7. His go-to ball, the Roto Grip Cell Pearl.
Yep, Cell Pearl. It's a strong ball by Roto Grip. See the ball revving up here. Settling in the pocket. 10 in the pit.
It's amazing. He, the first ball was off target. Ever since then, he's been right on it. And he told me this week that he really didn't feel like he was going to feel a lot of pressure. He felt more pressure, he said, first time he was going for the 300 game. This one, all he has to do is go out there and bowl strikes. And he got another one. How about that?
Yeah, JJ's locked in right now.
7 out of the last 8 frames strikes for Owens.
Yeah, JJ's got 29 pin lead.
So what does Dave have to do here?
Dave's got a possible 228. JJ right now is on a 237 pace, so Dave needs to strike out, and hopefully JJ opens in the 10th.
First one on the way, one down, 3 to go.
Yeah, Dave's not going down easy. It's going to make JJ work for it.
He wants this one badly for his dad, mostly, for him as well. His wife Lori, his 3 kids, Shania, Austin, and Mason.
And his 16 fans that he brought.
Way. Same
Yeah, that
split
about does it right there.
Owens left in the opening frame.
Yeah, Dave let up on that shot. A little too soft. Ball hooking high for a split. That ends the game.
A tremendous tournament for Stoddard Jr. In only his 3rd post-standard Masters, first time making the cut. He said his father always wanted to see him on TV, watched this tournament since he was young.
Still a great performance by Dave. Dave's a great bowler. He has a twin brother. They both bowl out of Utica, and hope to see him back next year.
Yeah, his twin brother Doug did not qualify this year, but certainly Dave doing his late father proud just by making the finals, and he'll walk away with a 4th place finish and $750 and motivation to come back and try again next year. J.J. Owens, meanwhile, tremendous comeback from an open frame, looked like disaster to start out.
Yeah, after that first frame, JJ loosened right up, it's been in the pocket all 9 frames since then. Just a matter of carry for him now. He might want to try to experiment with another ball, try a different line, just in case the lanes break down here in between games. JJ switching to his plastic ball. As you can see, it's not hooking, going kind of straight. Picks up the 10 pin.
Got the spare and 1 more to go for Owens, and then we'll move on to the semifinals, so to speak.
Yes, he'll be bowling against John Tuberville.
Yeah, the only guy he's lost to in this tournament match play. Ends it with 9 pins. So a strong 235 for Owens. 196 for Stoddard Jr. And our first match in the books as we move on. So it'll be Owens against John Tuberville, the 2nd seed. Down to the final 3. Before we get started, West Ham Family Care. From well exams to serious illness, these doctors care about you. Call 413-0004. Tell you about some of the other awards that have already been handed out here in the 53rd Post-Standard Masters. The Bert Sarno Senior Award, named after the longtime SBA director, presented to the bowler with the highest qualifying score. This year's winner, Joe Farini, an 808 series that included a 300 game. The Wind Shedding Award is named after the first Masters winner, all the way back in 1960. It's presented to the bowler with the highest match play series, Travis T.J. Mento, this year's winner with a 797. Congratulations to both of those bowlers. And now let's get you set for our next match. It'll be the 4th seed, J.J. Owens, advancing to take on the 2nd seed, John Tuberville. And the one guy that Turbyville, or that Owens lost to rather, in the match play qualifying is Turbyville. He said he wanted another shot, and here he's got it. Let's hear from the second seed Turbyville on what he needs to do tonight to take home the top prize.
Yeah, you know, I would expect that, you know, the condition is going to be rather scoreable. So, you know, I'm not going to get away with filling frames and likely winning. So I'm going to try hard to get myself lined up, make good shots. And really for me, that will be, you know, the key to success is if I can make some good shots, hopefully put a few strikes together. You know, that'll give me the best opportunity to win. The competition this year is very good, so there's going to be no gimmies.
All right, for Turbyville, here's the road to the finals. Averaged about 209 in match play. His one loss to the top seed, Mike Guernsey, the second.
Yes, John, as you can see, has a little bit of a lower score compared to the other bowlers on the show tonight. But he did beat J.J. Owens in the finals, 6-18, 5-38. We'll see if he has it in him again tonight to knock out J.J.
An 80-pin differential there in the series as they shake hands and get set to go. It'll be Owens leading off again, and I'm guessing this first ball is going to be a little bit better than his first one last match.
Yeah, I think JJ's all loosened up now, so
Yeah.
butterflies are gone, and be quite surprised if he doesn't throw one in the pocket here.
Now, in that sense, I know he's the fourth seed, so he has to win 4 matches tonight to take home the top prize. But the fact that he's already got a game under his belt, a little bit of an advantage here at the start, at least, against Turbyville.
Yes, you could say that, Mark. A lot of times the top seed is at a disadvantage because, you know, he's not bowling on the lanes, and you know, these guys are already loosened up. They know the condition, they know the breakdown, and they definitely have a little bit of an advantage.
They had a good start for Owens, 235 in his first match win, and he starts with a strike here. Now John Turbyville, a 32-year-old, lives in Manila, wife Adrienne.
Yes, John's a great bowler. As you can see, starts out with a strike there.
Nice start. And we also talked about he's the only guy who's been at this level before. He finished third back in 2007. Ironically, well, not ironically, but his wife actually won the women's post-standard masters that same year. So now he's trying to join her as a champion.
Yeah, John's wife Adrienne, she's a very good bowler in her own right. John's going to be tough to beat. He's throwing one of our lane 1 chainsaws here. Ball doesn't hook very much, so you can see John has a lot of revs and not a lot of speed.
And he opens up with a double. That's the way to shake out the butterflies and get it going. And you heard him in the little interview we did with him. He knew he wasn't going to just be able to fill frames. He got a strike.
Yeah, no, the lanes are very scoreable, and you know we have good bowlers here tonight. And it's, you know, going to need more than just spares to win these matches. Although you don't want to be missing spares, because that will cost you.
Owens able to recover from an open frame in an opening match, and now he's struck again. So both players open with doubles.
Yep, great shot there by JJ. See it right here. Corner ball right between the second and third arrow. Solid in the pocket, no deflection, great shot. Jeff needs to stay focused here.
Later this week, and so she's kind of fired up because she knows last time he was on TV, she won it. So maybe it'll happen again.
That could be a good omen. See another great shot by John. Way to come back, light, shaking him up. Keeps himself in the match.
And now Owens, who's opened with 3 in a row.
Yeah, JJ just wants to stay loose, keep throwing good shots, keep the strikes coming.
Yeah, and he got it to go. So a 4-bagger to start for Owens, who told me this week he felt good just making it to the final 12 back on Sunday. Not that he's satisfied. Of course, he'd like to win, but again, this is his first go at it.
Yeah, well, he finished second in the Van Wees, and he's keeping himself right on track here, just going with the flow. And as you can see, he got himself a ham bone to start out the second match.
And you know who he lost to in the Van Wees? Mike Guernsey's father, ironically enough. So he may get a shot at Mike Guernsey himself in the finals if he keeps it going. 5 in a row for Owens.
Great shot by JJ. Not letting up. He's got a nice line, staying loose and keeping the strikes coming. John's down by 21 pins here. Needs a strike to keep pace.
Turbeville carries 6 balls. He told me all 14 pounds. He mentioned the lane 1 chainsaw as his go-to. Got that one to go in the pocket. So he strikes on 4 of his first 5 frames. It's still not enough right now.
Well, John's sawing up the pins. You can see right here the ball just gliding smooth down the lane, holding the pocket, 10 in the pit. But as you can see, you know, JJ's got a great shot. Both bowlers seem like they're dialed in. Whoever can, you know, keep the good shots coming is going to prevail.
And that one goes as well. So what a match we've got here. Turbeville strikes in 5 of his first 6 frames, as Owens goes for 6 in a row here.
Yeah, the key to John is to staying loose, not muscling the ball. You know, when you're throwing a lot of strikes, you know, you want to breathe, stay loose, you know, not tense up. When you tense up is when you know, leave the splits or even leave corner pins and lose your carry. So the key here is to stay loose.
For 6 in a row.
Let's see, JJ's a little off balance there. Yeah, pulling the ball a little bit, coming up high. Great break. Breaking up the split.
Yeah, no split there, so.
Yeah, JJ falling off to the right there. Pulls a shot through the nose. Leaves himself an easy spare.
4 pins sitting down there.
Yeah, lucky to get the 10 out of there.
JJ picked that one up. So both bowlers now with strikes at 5 of their first 6.
Yep, JJ up by 10 pins. Like to get back on with a strike here in the 7th. Not lose pace. Because if one person's striking and the other person's not, it's going to be over quickly.
That one looked a little cleaner, but the ball comes up high again. And again, fortunate just to leave the 3.
Yeah, looked a little off balance again. You know, pulling the ball, not giving it room. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, how fast you start with strikes. It's how well you finish. A couple years ago, Ray Sears started with the front 8 or 9, and threw a split in the 9th frame and lost the match.
So a couple of spares for Owens, leaving the door open for Turbeville now. And Turbeville said he had no high school bowling team in his high school, Kendall High School, so just Saturday morning leagues. But then at about 16 years old, he bowled his first 800 series, and he said he kind of caught him off guard. He was pretty surprised about it. He hadn't even been really that close to 800. So he bowls that, and that really solidified things, really got him into the game.
Yeah, John has a total of 10 800s in all, combined with 22 300s. Just going to see there, John, you know, a little tense, you know, with a slower ball speed, ball hooking high. Another good break, though. Not leaving himself a split. As you can see, going right through the nose, taking that 7 out of there.
It's not an easy pickup here, though.
No, this isn't. It's a little bit easier without the 9 pin. You know, but you can still chop the 3-pin off of there. We'll see what happens. Goes with a spare ball. Great shot.
Yeah, he picks it up. Now, John also had to overcome a little health issue. In 2010, he said he discovered he had osteoarthritis in his right hip. So it really changed things. He dropped down to a 14-pound ball. He said he shortened his approach and changed his grip a little bit.
Yeah, you know, John does have a little hip problem, and switched to the lighter ball. And like we said, you don't need the 16-pound ball to strike anymore these days. You just need the ball to grip the lane. So the lighter balls are still scoring.
Oh, and that 10 just won't go down.
Yeah, ball deflected a little bit there. 6-pin touching the 10, but not strong enough to kick it out. John's down by 13 pins here. You can see the 6-pin go to the gutter. Ball deflecting. See the ball deflecting to the right?
Ah, seems like that's what happens to me all the time.
John needs to make this spare.
And he picks it up. So both guys, spare.
Yeah, you see the plastic ball making the 10-pin much easier than if he's throwing his strike ball, which would be hooking away at the very end.
Well, this is anybody's match right here. Winner moves on to the final, meet the top seed, Mike Guernsey the second. Oh.
4-9. Looks like the lanes might be changing a little bit, Mark. Starting to dry out. We got a couple games on them. The track dries up a little bit. You can see the ball in the pocket, but up a little high. Leaving the 4-9. So JJ might have to make a little adjustment on the approach. Maybe a couple boards moving left with his feet, maybe one with his eyes.
Just picks up the 4, so another open frame there for Owens, who had one in the first game and still bowled 235.
Yep. JJ's at 185 right now. Possible 245. John, if he strikes out, can also shoot 245, so there's a possibility of a tie. And we'll have a 1-ball roll-off to determine the winner.
1 ball, huh?
1 ball says it all.
There's a good comeback for Owens. Opened with 5 in a row, and that's his first strike since the 5th frame.
Yeah, great shot by JJ. Needed that one in the foundation 9th frame.
Well, I mentioned the hip problems for Turbyville, and he said right now he's bowling pain-free and really proud and feels a great sense of accomplishment just to be competitive again when you go through something like that and have to change things up.
Yeah, John would like to say hello to his mom and dad who are watching online out of town.
It's almost the same. It is the same exact spare he had to pick up last time on this alley.
Yeah, same lane, same leave. Like I said, the lanes like they're changing, starting to dry out a little bit. John didn't make the move. He's going to need to make a little move here to keep himself back in the pocket. You can see the ball going high there.
Able to pick it up again.
Great cover.
So moving to the 10th frame for Turbyville. Want to put a little heat on Owens.
Yeah, John would like to strike here, or double in the 10th to force JJ to get the first one. John's down by 3 pins at the moment. This is where it all comes down to, the 10th frame. It's Granny's teeth right there. It's right through the nose. Big split, but it is makeable.
It is. Where do you want the ball to go?
It's going to go just to the right of the 3-pin, slide the 3-pin into the 4-7, and the ball will take out the 10. So basically you're shooting at the baby split, trying to fit the ball in between the 2 and slide the 2-pin into the 4-7. It's not as tough as you would think, but needs to make this here to stay in the match.
Well, he got a little bit too much of the 3-pin. It goes high, and so an open frame in the 10th for Turbyville finishes at 206. So what does JJ need here?
JJ needs 6 pins in the 10th frame to win the match. Shouldn't be too difficult. Just keep the ball in the lane. Stay behind the foul line.
They got 8.
There's a winner.
So there it is. Both players with open frames down the stretch. And Owens is going to move on to the final.
Yeah, JJ's actually got a little lucky having both bowlers in his matches open in the 10th frame. Kind of making it easy for him.
Well, Turbyville said his goal was just to qualify, so he did accomplish that. He got back to the TV finals. Didn't expect it, but happy to be here. He'll walk home with 3rd place and $900. His second third place finish in 5 years.
That's not too shabby. I'd like to finish in 3rd place again one of these times.
Well, then you couldn't be here with me, though.
No, I wouldn't be here with you.
You mean you'd give that up? All right, J.J. Owens closing it out, a 225 in game 2. So 235 and 225 for Owens as he moves on to the final to meet the top seed, Mike Guernsey II. Opened with 5 straight strikes and also finished with 1. So
Yeah.
started strong and finished strong as well.
Yeah, JJ's going to have to win 2 matches. He's going to have to beat Mike Guernsey twice in order to take home the title.
All right, I want to tell you about Fusions, which features live music every Thursday through Saturday night in the Fusion Room. Now booking parties and events. Come party with us on Route 11, North Syracuse. You can call 455-1270 for more information. And we move on to the finals of the 2012 Post Standard Masters Finals. Owens and Guernsey II play for top prize when we come back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center.
Time Warner Cable Sports coverage of the 2012 Post Standard Masters Bowling Tournament is sponsored by Lane Number 1. The best scoring balls are right in your own backyard. By the Camberary Law Firm. Contact the Camberary Law Firm for proven success. By Lakeview Lanes. Be part of the fun at Lakeview Lanes, Route 3 in Fulton. By FedEx. For all of your shipping needs, ship FedEx. And by West Hand Family Care. From well exams to serious illness, these doctors care about you. Call 413-0004.
Welcome back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center as we get set for the 2012 Post Standard Masters Championship round. J.J. Owens, the 4th seed, winning twice already tonight to move into the final to take on the top seed, Mike Guernsey II. Logos Custom Embroidery. For all of your custom embroidery and screen printing, you can call them today. Or how about tomorrow? 432-5065. All right, here's the matchup once again. The 37-year-old Owens, who's won twice already tonight against the 22-year-old Mike Guernsey II, the top seed out of Fulton, New York, a junior at SUNY IT. We talked with the kid earlier tonight about what he'd like to do to take home top honors.
It's definitely going to be tough. The other 3 bowlers, I know them all pretty well. They're really good shooters, so whoever I have to bowl is not going to be an easy match at all. I'm just going to go out and bowl my game, not really worry about what they're doing. And if I make the good shots, then I'm going to have a good shot to win. And that's all it is, just me bowling and me and the pins.
And a few cameras and lights and a few people watching, but other than that, it's about the same thing. He said the last 2 weeks, though, he's bowling the best of his life. You can see he did beat the 2nd seed John Turbyville on his way to the final.
Yeah, so it was a close match right there. Won by 13 pins. He's got some experience against these guys. Another match, Mike Ryan winning by 110.
He struck out in the 10th to win that match.
Yes, I was there and saw that match.
How about that? So 211 his match play average. And the top seed, as you mentioned before, has to lose twice in order to not finish first. So here we go. As Owens and Guernsey the second shake hands, it'll be Guernsey the second throwing it first. And, you know, we talked about this last game. After sitting and watching here for about an hour, now all of a sudden he's got to get out there and throw the first ball. Some nerves, I can see.
Yeah, he had a couple practice fouls before this game here during the commercial break, so he's fairly loose. We'll see what happens.
Smooth on his first delivery and right into the pocket for a strike. And boy, that shakes all those butterflies out of there quickly.
Yes, it does. Strikes will do that. Definitely loosens you up. You know, the key for Mike is to stay firm and loose, and you know, he should have a great shot.
And now J.J. Owens, the fourth seed in his first post-standard Masters. Started out last game with 5 in a row, and he starts out with a strike here in game 3 for him tonight.
Yeah, great shot by JJ. You can see here, he's moved a little bit closer to the third arrow, finding the oil line. Great shot.
You know, some years you have veterans in the Final Four, and this year it's just a bunch of newbies. Owens' first try and Mike Guernsey's second post-standard.
Well, they're newbies to the Masters tournament, but they're not newbie bowlers, I'll tell you that. They all have a lot of experience, and they got a lot of games under their belt.
And Owens starts out with back-to-back and a little fist pump.
That's what you have to do. You have to come out striking, put the pressure on. You know, they're only one-game matches, so there's no waiting around.
Well, Mike Guernsey from a bowling family. He said almost his entire family is going to be here, including his sister Michaela, who's 15 years old. He calls her an up-and-comer who's beaten him before. And in fact, her high school team at Fulton, as he opens up with back-to-back, his sister's high school team just won sectionals, and they're off to states next week. And they are here in support. So we scan the crowd, and there they are on the left of your screen.
Yep, there they are in the red. Right there, you can see them.
Hope they got their homework done before they came out to the lanes.
Yep, I'd like to congratulate also the Oswego boys for winning the sectionals. They'll be joining the girls. Coach Jody Del Bracco. Great job, Jody.
All right, so Mike is just part of the bowling bunch. He said his dad, Mike, got him started before he could even walk. He said he hung out in his pro shop, 4 or 5 days a week. And when he was in high school, he was there 6 or 7 days a week.
You see the ball there just deflecting a little bit. 6-pin going around the 10. Great shot, though. See if he picks up the spare, stay in the match. Yeah, I know Mike's father for a long time. He's a great bowler, ball driller, out of Fulton.
Well, I think Mike slipped a little bit on the approach there. Lucky to pick that one up.
Yeah, he slipped a little off balance, but made it. I'm sure Mike's very proud of his son here. See if JJ can continue striking here and take the lead.
Right there, 3 in a row. And you mentioned the lanes looked like they were starting to change a little bit at the end of that last game. He has apparently made the adjustment.
Yeah, he's moved in a little bit closer to the third arrow. You know, the lanes break down, you want to move in, there's a little bit more oil in the middle. Find the oil line, keep the ball in the pocket. Great shot, great move.
Had 5 in a row to start last game, and among Owen's fan club that's here, his wife Tabitha of 15 years, in the audience somewhere, nervously watching. And Owens makes it 4 in a row to start in the finals against the top seed. A pretty good statement right out of the gate.
Oh, he's got some fans in the crowd there. You can hear him yelling in the back. Another great shot. Gonna lift up on that ball right there, putting the revs on it, taking out the 10-pin.
So So now back to Guernsey the second. A junior at SUNY IT said he's studying electrical engineering, but what that is a fallback plan. Serious about this game as he leaves the 7 there. Mike says once he graduates, he's going to give bowling a shot. He's going to try to do it on the PBA Tour, and if it doesn't work out, he'll fall back on his degree. But what are your thoughts about making it on the Bowlers Tour these days?
Well, it's very tough. You know, there's a lot of great bowlers out there. It's, you know, you have to start from the bottom. It's always good to have something to fall back on.
Picks up the spares, so back-to-back spares for Guernsey the second.
Yeah, spares aren't going to cut it here, Mark. You know, JJ's lined in, throwing a lot of strikes, so see if Mike can come back and pick his game up and back on with some strikes.
Well, he said, last 2 weeks he's been in kind of a zone, and his confidence sky high. He said he's going into every match thinking, I got this. And he started out with a strike, and now he's back in the groove. Strikes in 3 of his first 5 frames.
Yeah, Mike can he can relax a little bit because, you know, he doesn't have to win this game to still take the title. So, you know, there's a little bit less pressure on Mike at the moment, so he can feel out the lanes, get loose, and figure them out. But JJ, it's do or die. And right now he's doing.
Going for 5 in a row.
Working on a hambo.
Just like last game.
Great job by JJ. He's dialed in.
Boy, is he ever. Hard to remember going all the way back to his first ball of the night. Left the, the 4-6-10 was it? The 4-7-10?
4-7-10, I think. 4-6-7.
Yeah, it seems like ever since then he's had one other open frame at the near the end of last game, but 225 in that one, 235 in his opener. 5 for 5 here, going for 6. Now, thought he had that one too, and the 10 just never wobbled.
That was a great shot. You know, put the ball in the pocket, ring in 10 pin. As you can see here, smooth delivery. Ball deflected a little bit, ring in the 6 around the 10.
Mentioned his wife Tabitha's in the audience. So is his 16-year-old son Adam and 11-year-old daughter Caitlin. And he said his son actually is up and comer, had a 746 series to qualify for a tournament. He said if Adam bowled more seriously and regularly, he'd be beating Pops. And there you see Tabitha back there. They don't look too nervous, do they? I guess they're feeling pretty good. He's won a couple games.
Won a couple games. He's confident. Has a great shot to the pocket. So, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, worst case scenario right now, he'll walk out of here with $1,300 as Guernsey the second strikes in the 6th.
Picking up another 10 pins. As you can see, a great shot, great arm swing, follow through. See the ball revving up, solid in the pocket.
So about 6th grade is when Mike started to really want to be as good as the bowlers he was seeing on TV. 8th grade, said he got his average over 200 and wanted more. Back-to-back strikes. He's got 3 in a row after a couple of spares, so nice answer for Guernsey the second.
Yeah, Mike closing the gap here down to 11 pins. You can see, great shot. All 10 in the pit. See if JJ can get back on. Keep his lead.
Right there again for Owens.
That was a great shot by JJ. JJ stayed firm. A great follow through, and that's what you need right now, to stay firm, not let up.
Strikes in 6 out of 7.
Keeps his 11 pin lead.
He had 3 700 series Sunday in the final 12 to make it to this point. So talk about a guy in a roll. second in the Van Wees doubles. Lost to Mike Burns' father. And now he's getting a shot at Guernsey the second here in the post-standard Masters.
And another great shot by JJ. See, coming in a little on the light side. See here, a little light, shaking the head pin to the wall, taking out the 7. Keeping the pressure
7 out of
on.
8. 7 out of 8, not bad for Owens. And now Guernsey. Just kind of stayed low a little bit and left the 1.
Yep. Kind of needed that one. Not fall too far behind. He's down by 20. 2 frames to go. I need to pick this up. Throw a few strikes to put the pressure on JJ.
Got the spare. Well, Mike said he grew up watching this bowling tournament every year. And to be on television tonight, be the #1 seed, more than he could ever have imagined. Missed the cut by 6 pins last year, so really motivated him to come back strong, and boy, has he ever.
Yeah, he was down 50 pins to Mike Ryan after the first game and struck out in the 10th to beat him by a pin. So, you know, Mike knows what it's like to be in a close match.
He may need a similar finish here tonight, depending on what Owens does.
He's going to need some help now. He's down by 20 with 1 frame to go, so he's going to need to double in the 10th. Hope for open by Owens.
So another couple of spares for Guernsey the second. But Owens has just been in a zone. He's struck in 7 of 8 frames as he heads to the 9th.
Yeah, JJ's on a 249 pace. Guernsey's possible 236 maximum.
Got them all again. 8 out of 9 for Owens, who, as we mentioned before, has 29 300 games.
That strike there pretty much locked up this game. Just have to keep it on the lane right now.
Again, Owens has to win twice here in the finals to take home top honors. On his way to #1. Another one. How about that?
Yeah, JJ's locked in. He's locked and loaded right now. See the follow through. Well, solid in the pocket, taking the 10 out. Great shot.
Making it look easy right now.
It's not going to come down to nerves, though, in this next match. We're going to another do-or-die situation for both bowlers.
Well, he had 460 in the first 2 games tonight combined. Let's see what he adds to that. He'll have 1 more ball.
Well, he's over 700 with this 270 game. He's 730. 739 if he punches here. Not a bad 3-game total.
Yeah, it's about 6 games for me.
About 4 for me at this point.
Oh, my goodness. He missed the 300 game by 1 measly pin. What was it? He left the 10 pin, I think, and it was a solid hit, too, back in the 6th frame. So a 279 for Owens as he moves into the championship match. Guernsey the second was the top seed, so
Just
he
a
has
bit
to beat
outside.
him twice. He has to beat him twice to take home first prize. Owens has done it once.
Yeah, now's the time for Mike to play around with the line. See if he can find a little more area or a little bit better strike percentage. He was in the pocket pretty much the whole game, just didn't strike all the shots.
Got the spare, and now one more for Guernsey the second.
Mike's got a respectable 220. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you look at his, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. There's no open frames there. Just left a lot of ones.
Yeah, no, just because you put the ball in the pocket doesn't mean you're going to strike. There's a lot of reasons for not striking. A little too much speed. Might hang the thumb hole a little bit. So you have to, release the ball properly also, to strike.
So a 222 on the board for Guernsey, the second. And we will go to, I don't know if you call it overtime or we'll go to the championship match.
It's sudden death now.
That's right. So one more match between these two to determine the 2012 champion. That's what they're playing for right there. As Owens starts out with 5 in a row and ends with 5 in a row to take down the top seed, his first loss of the tournament. Can he do it again?
Time Warner Cable Sports coverage of the 2012 Post Standard Masters Bowling Tournament is sponsored by Ball Wizard Pro Shop at the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. By LA Painting. For a free quote, call LA Painting at 437-2712. By the Post Standard. And by Bud Light.
Welcome back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. Late night bowling action here on Time Warner Cable Sports. We move to the championship match of the 2012 Post Standard Masters. J.J. Owens, the 4th seed, and the top seed, Mike Guernsey, the 2nd. This will decide it. Owens has already beaten Guernsey the 2nd tonight and has to beat him again to take home first place. So this will do it.
This is for all the marbles, Mark.
And Guernsey the 2nd will get the first ball. Again, 22 years old in just his 2nd Post-Standard Masters tournament. And a great start for the top seed, whose dad has a couple of top 10s here in the Post-Standard Masters.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Mike. Just the way to jump out, put the pressure on. See what JJ can do right here.
Well, the way Owens is throwing the ball, you almost feel like you have to strike almost every frame.
Well, you pretty much do, Mark. Like I say, both bowlers have a good shot to the pocket. Both bowlers are striking. There's no defense. Coming up a little high. See JJ just kind of hung in the thumb a little bit.
Now this is his 4th match of the night, and he's coming off a 279. He started with 5 in a row and ended with 5 in a row.
Lanes could be changing a little bit. Might have to make a move. So there's no defense, though. It's all offense.
All right, gets the spare, and now will switch lanes. Owens had to overcome a finger injury. He said he took 5 years off between about 98 and 2003. Got his finger caught in a wood splitter, which sounds painful enough. But he came back from that, he said, with a drive to be the best bowler in Ithaca, and he's pretty much accomplished that, and then some.
Yes, with a 242 average, he's pretty much tough to beat.
Leaves another one hanging, the 10-pin now.
Yeah, JJ is starting to lose his carry in the pocket both times, but one's a little high, this one a little flat, little half pocket.
How much do you think fatigue is a factor here?
Well, I mean, he's only bowled 3 games, so it shouldn't be too much fatigue here, but nerves could be settling in, and first time under the lights, we'll see what happens.
I know for me, I go out and bowl 3 games and I'm exhausted. Now, I don't bowl a lot, so that's part of it, but it's a lot harder than it is on the Wii. You can bowl all day on that.
Yeah. I'd just like to mention we're going to be starting the Syracuse City League back up again. It's an open scratch league. For all you top bowlers in the area. Going to be on Tuesdays, 6:30 with a draft. Contact Sammy V, 256-7100.
So top bowlers, you mean not guys like me?
Correct.
All right. Okay, good. Well, we'll see if you guys, one of your guys, can make it here next year. As Guernsey the second opens up with a double. Strong start.
That's what you have to do here is get off to a good start, which Mike has. Take an early 11-pin lead.
Well, he said his confidence has been sky high the last 2 weeks. And even after dropping that match to Owens by 57 pins, he's come out strong with a turkey to start out.
Yeah, another great shot by Mike. See the ball rolling out, solid in the pocket. Mike's very loose. He's going to be tough.
So now Owens in a bit of a hole.
Yeah, we'll see if JJ can get back on here.
There we go.
Great shot. Kept his speed up. Solid in the pocket. Keeps the match close.
Already has a 7:39 series tonight in the first 3 matches of the evening.
Yeah, he's got to stay focused and just concentrate, one frame at a time. Don't think about the other bowler. Just concentrate on what you're doing. That's all you can do.
Got another. So back-to-back strikes for Owens after opening with a couple of spares. At least that puts the ball back in Guernsey the second's court. 7 300 games for this youngster. First one, 2006. So you're talking 6 years ago. He's 16 years old. Last one came almost 3 years ago.
Yep, he has 5 800s and a high league average of 237.
Got the 7 at the very end.
Yeah, Mike's settled down. I spoke with him earlier, what if he's done anything with his game lately. He said he worked on slowing down. This is paying off for him. Sometimes you can get too fast, too hyped up, nerves get to you and you start losing your carry. So, he worked on slowing down and it's definitely paying off.
Going after it again, and another strike for Guernsey. He opens up with 5 in a row here in the championship match, putting the heat right on J.J. Owens.
Yeah, another great shot. I can see the ball rolling, solid in the pocket. Mike is nice and loose, controlling his emotions. He's got a 21-pin lead.
Owens answers, and now he's got 3 straight.
Yeah, JJ's not letting him get away. Staying close. Still anybody's ball game.
Halfway through here, heading to the 6th frame as you look at JJ's wife Tabitha on the right, his daughter Caitlin on the left, and his son Adam as well. All here hoping he can pull off the Cinderella run here to the championship. Needs to keep striking. Got another. 4 in a row for Owens.
Yeah, JJ's staying right in the match. Closing the gap. As you can see, great shot, solid ball reaction. Still anybody's ball game.
And now Guernsey says he's carrying a couple extra bowling balls tonight just in case he needed one of them. His favorite, Storm Rain.
There's a great break right there.
Oh, I'll say. Where'd that pin come from?
Ball was a little light, ball sliding a little farther than normal, but you can see the head pin going to the wall, and there it is right there, up and taking out the 4-7.
Bang.
Bang.
Knocks them both down. Nicely done. And Mike knew he caught a little break there. 6 in a row for Guernsey. Lucky 7. No, he left the 10.
Great shot by Mike
Solid
right there.
shot.
Can't throw it much better.
Now he probably realizes that the break he got on the last ball is probably going to catch up sooner or later.
Yeah, maybe a hair too much speed. Ball deflecting slightly. 6-pin wrapping around the 10. Still a great shot.
Now he picks up the spare as well. His dad Mike is here, his mom Kelly, Grandma Gladys, Grandpa Jerry, everybody here. I've already mentioned his sister and her bowling buddies from Fulton who won sectionals. His cousin Bryce also a bowler. So again, quite a group of Guernseys.
Yeah, now it's starting to come down to nitty gritty here. You know, JJ needs a double. If he gets a double, he can tie the match right up. Both have a 279 off the sheet.
There's one.
Great shot.
5 in a row for Owens.
So this really comes down. This really shows you what bowlers are made of. You know, now the pressure starts building. You know, the most prestigious tournament in the area, on television, under the lights. You know, we'll see who can handle the pressure and who cracks under the pressure. Right now, both of them are handling it just fine.
Yeah, I'll say. For 6 in a row.
This is even the match.
Left the 10 again. It seems like it's been that lane every time. The 10 has just been solid.
Yeah, it might be a little more carried on that lane. Ball's deflecting just a little bit more. See the ball almost ending up the back of the 10 pin. Ball's deflecting, and that's why you're leaving the 1 pin. Needs a spare to stay in the match.
And he got it. So we move to the 8th frame for Guernsey.
Yeah, Guernsey's got an 11-pin lead right now.
Top seed in this tournament.
Go off the sheet to shut him out.
Started this game with 6 in a row. And his last 2 balls have left a solid 10.
Yep, another ringing 10-pin, great shot. You know, if anything, maybe a hair too much speed. You see the 6-pin is ringing around the 10. Needs to pick this up to keep the lead.
Got the spare, and well, that just, you know, opens the door for Owens again. Makes this one coming right down to the wire, isn't it?
Yeah, Mike still has a 10-pin lead. It doesn't matter what JJ does, he can't shut out Mike. So especially if Mike strikes here. Can't be shut out, so it's a key shot. Foundation 9th frame.
All but one.
How about one?
3 in a row.
See, now you see the difference between bowlers starting the nerves getting to them a little bit. You know, they have a great shot to the pocket, you know, the whole game, but now when things start to come down to the clutch, you know, the balls are a little lighter, they're not quite as solid, and, you know, they're just off a little bit.
So a couple of spares for Guernsey, who started this match out with 6 in a row. Now 3 spares in a row. And now time for Owens to finish up the 9th and 10th.
Well, JJ can strike here and punch out a 10th and, you know, shut Mike out.
Finished second to Mike Guernsey's father in the Van Wee doubles last month.
Yeah, Mike Guernsey started out here with a front 6, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Big strike for Owens, and a big cheer from the crowd on that one.
Great shot here. You can see the ball revving up, solid in the pocket, taking the 10-pin out. Like I say, it all comes down the nerves right here in the 10th frame. You know, there's some professional bowlers out there who have a tough time finishing, you know, when they have a lead the whole game. Nerves get to them. See what happens here to JJ.
Right in a pocket and a big fist pump from Owens.
That's a strike to take the lead right there.
He finished last game with 5 straight. He's got 2 in a row here with 2 balls left.
2 more strikes will shut him out. We got a maximum 258 for JJ. Mike Guernsey can only pop of 257.
Willing the ball into the pocket, 3 in a row, and now 1 more strike. And J.J. Owens, the 4th seed in this Final Four, will be the Masters champion.
Yep, a strike here. JJ will just run through the whole field. You know, JJ, you can see he's very calm, head is steady, you know, going to the line. You know, take a deep breath here and
Cinderella boy in his first post standard.
strike here is a winner.
Did he? He did not.
There's a great shot there.
Left the 10 again.
Now we have a chance for a tie. Mike Guernsey needs 3 strikes here in the 10th for a tie.
Wow. Doesn't get any better than this.
You left the door open. Great shot.
And you said if there's a tie, it's a 1-ball roll-off?
It's a 1-ball roll-off.
Needs it. Didn't get it.
Nope.
And that's it.
That's it. It's great performance, great shot. Just got a little high, and J.J. Owens is your winner.
And you look over at JJ, and it doesn't look like he quite can believe it yet.
Good shot there by Mike. Up a little high, you can see him on the stay to the right.
Picks up the spare, and now 1 more ball left for Guernsey in his 2nd post-standard Masters. First time making the cut. Made it all the way to the final round, was the #1 seed.
And not to be ashamed of, finished in 2nd place.
Had 2 solid games, 222 in the first. As he strikes in his final one, and the head shakes. Good sportsmanship as Owens makes the Cinderella run to the championship. J.J. Owens wanted to be the best bowler in Ithaca, and now he's the best bowler in Central New York for 2012. As he gets a hug from his wife, Tabitha. And quite a night for J.J. Owens.
Thank you.
Head shake from our GM, Doug Logan.
Thank you.
Tournament director, Bill Vangel.
It was fun.
Quite a night. Owens wins 4 times at the Final Four to take home the championship. Mike Guernsey finishing 2nd, where Owens finished 2nd to his pops at the Van Wees last month. Welcome back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. This one went overtime, so to speak. 4 matches in the Final Four in 2012. And the winner is J.J. Owens out of Ithaca. And we're now joined by the runner-up in this year's Post-Standard Masters Tournament. And his first ever Post-Standard Masters, a pretty good run for you. Actually, your 2nd one, first one making the cut. Mike Guernsey, the 2nd.
Yep. I don't know. Felt good. Could have asked for a little bit more carry, but what are you going to do?
It came down to the last frame, and you knew that you needed to strike out to win it. Kind of give me your thoughts. Take me through that.
I just went back to 2 matches ago. I struck out to win by a pin. I just put myself in that same mindset and told myself just put the ball in the pocket and pray for some carry. And I did a little bit high, but didn't get the lucky break, so it's all right.
Still way more than you expected, though. You told me in your 2nd ever post-standard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just the bowl on TV, that's just a dream of mine I've had forever. So to get out here, it's amazing. You know, I learned a lot. Can't wait to get back out here. You know?
and you bowled very well at 246 in the last game. Unfortunately, came up short, but Bill Vangle, the tournament director, has something for you.
Mike, congratulations. Great run. You couldn't have thrown the ball any better. It was excitement, and couldn't ask for a better run. Hope to see you. You've got a lot of years to go. You'll be back again, I'm sure. We're going to send you off with $1,300 as the runner-up and this nice trophy. You got a little bit of hard work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so Mike, where's that one going to go, and how much is this going to motivate you to come back next year?
It's definitely going to give me some drive to get back here. This was a blast bowling on TV. I definitely want to come back for that, and hopefully next year it turns out a little bit better, but I can settle a second. I'm okay. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
thank you very much, Mike. Congratulations, great tournament.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mike Gerns the second, everyone. Runner-up here in the 2012 Post Standard Masters. And we'll take a break and come back with our champion, J.J. Owens from Ithaca, the Cinderella boy in his first Masters tournament, takes home the Masters Championship. Welcome back to the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. Late night bowling here on Time Warner Cable Sports. The 2012 Post Standard Masters Championship goes 4 matches, and in the end, the 4th seed wins it. J.J. Owens from Ithaca. You've seen the movie Caddyshack, right? Cinderella boy coming out of nowhere to lead the pack. You win the Masters Championship. You had to bowl 4 times tonight. How'd you get that done?
I just keeping my nerves down. Knew if I could get through the first match, my nerves would calm down. I'd step it up and just make good shots. I made it.
And your first ball, you left, I think, 4, 6, 10, something like that. How'd you feel? How'd you recover from that?
Just told myself, all right, first frame, if you're going to open, that's where you want to open. Throw as many strikes as you can now. Just go for it, you know. So I knew what my ball did. I knew what I did when I threw the shot. And from there on, I knew I couldn't pull the ball. So,
are you wondering why you didn't try this tournament before? This is your first one.
Yeah, I am. I am. No, I think Tommy Sullivan, my Van Weed doubles partner, for saying, hey, you should go try out for the Post Standard, you know, go try and qualify.
Well, maybe you got something to split with him, and I'm sure we'll see you again. Now, Bill Vangle, tournament director, has something for you.
Well, there's 2 big sport events in Syracuse tonight, and the big one tonight was won by J.J. Owens. Great performance. Very good showing. We got a little bit something for you here. We got a big check here for $2,500.
Yeah. I will take it, definitely.
We'll put this aside for just a moment.
Something else for you, if you've got room in the trunk.
And I know this is the big, important one.
Yes,
Here you go. Congratulations, your 2012 Post Standard Masters champion, J.J. Owens.
Oh, yeah.
Got a place picked out for that?
I might build something for it. No, that's awesome. Very awesome.
Obviously, this exceeded expectations, didn't it? I mean, your first time in this, what were your goals?
Just keep bowling, you know? Bowl until they tell me to go home. It's pretty much my goal, so I'm very happy with this. This is awesome, you know, just to be part of this.
I guess we'll tell you to go home now. Congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right. Party time in Ithaca. J.J. Owens, best bowler in Ithaca, best bowler in Central New York in 2012. He was the 4th seed. He had to win 4 matches to take home the championship, and he did it. J.J. Owens, 2012 Post Standard champion. Back at the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center, about to wrap this one up. The 2012 Post Standard Masters Championship is in the books, and the 53rd champion, J.J. Owens, in his very first tournament out of Ithaca. Welcome back, everyone. Mark Larson, Richie Sposato. This was quite a night. Went extra, so to speak. They had to go twice in the championship round, and the 4th seed comes all the way back to win it. Have you ever seen something like that before or recently?
Yeah, we've had the seeds coming up from the bottom, win the tournament. You know, it's a little tough to stay undefeated. And JJ did it again tonight.
It seemed like he said, after that first frame, he calmed down, he got himself on a roll, and nobody could keep up.
Yeah, he had some butterflies the first frame, and after that, he just started striking and never stopped. And as you can see, it was tough to beat.
All right, it was quite a night here for J.J. Owens. Very first tournament. He goes ahead and wins the championship. He beats the top seed Mike Guernsey the second twice to get the job done. Guernsey in only his second tournament finishes second, so the two of them I'm sure we'll see more of down the road. But for now, that'll do it from the Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. The 53rd Post-Standard Masters Tournament is in the books, and now it's time for the ladies' turn starting this weekend. For the guys, it's J.J. Owens, your 2012 champion, here tonight. And that'll do it from Erie Boulevard Bowling Center. And for Richie Spazzato and everyone here and the entire crew, I'm Mark Larson saying so long and thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again next year. Congratulations to the 2012 champ, J.J. Owens. This has been a presentation of Time Warner Cable Sports.